We set a challenge to run across every single bridge there is in Prague. There are a total of 16 bridges that we can run across the river, so we're gonna cross them all. For this challenge, we're gonna need a lot of energy. That's why we partnered up with Adidas. They gave us these new shoes, Ultra Boost 21s, which will hopefully give us energy to do this challenge, and hopefully we will make it. First bridge we're going to cross is the Troy Bridge, the newest one on our list. Pretty beautiful. Let's go. If you're wondering what bridge was here before, it was a bridge called the Noiser, and it was a temporary bridge only for trams called Rámusák, and it was called that because the trams were making a lot of noise crossing a small bridge, but now it's fine. This is the most barrikádníků, nothing interesting here. It's just a highway bridge, but there's some cool views overlooking the Troy Bridge and also the Holešovice railroad bridge, but we can't cross that one because it's for trains only. Let's go to the next one. Next one will be interesting, I promise. Libeňský most, according to some, the only Cubist bridge in the world with some Cubist fragments. For example, in the pillars you can sort of see a face of a guy. It was very much discussed among Czechs because they were discussing if they either should tear it down because it's falling apart or if they should reconstruct it. There were even some ideas of building a house on top of the bridge. Either way, we're gonna cross it now. Whatever you do with the bridge, just let us cross the river. Bridge is from 1928. It's the second longest we're gonna run across today, and it has beautiful lamps. Ty kráso. In the middle of this field, a lookout tower that you can get on top to and look out and see there's not much to see around here. Quite often you, our viewers, write to us that you want to see some other parts of Prague, not only the city center. Well, for example, here we are in Karlín, but you're not only going to see Karlín today, but many other parts. That's what this challenge is about. As we're going crisscross from north all the way to south, you're going to see how the city landscape changes. And only 2 bridges from now, we're going to be in the old town, and look where we are now. This is the Negrely Viaduct. Unfortunately, we cannot run across it. It's only for trains. It is actually the longest bridge in Prague crossing the river, 1110 meters. It's also one of the oldest, and it's just been reconstructed. So it looks really good, and it will look even better as it goes through the city. There will be shops and coffee places and so on. But we're gonna cross the next bridge to the other side of the river. Let's go. We're crossing the Hlavkův most, one of the busiest bridges in Prague, also one of the widest because there's 2 lanes, trams, and wide sidewalks. Built in 1912, you probably wouldn't expect some really cool statues, but we gotta cross to the other side. And as I promised, 2 statues by the entrance to the bridge. Notice how the bottom of the statue is larger than the actual statue, and there's also a couple of faces on the actual bridge. Yeah, let's go. Stefanik's Bridge, built in 1951. The previous bridge was really cool. It was the Franz Josef Bridge, and this bridge until 1997 was actually called the Schwerns Bridge. Let's go. How's it going, Honza? So far, so good, right? This is the Čechův most, and it is the shortest bridge across the river in Prague, only 169 meters. Very interesting on it is that there are statues on each side that back in the days would throw flames on special occasions. I hope this will come back to the bridge eventually. This bridge is so short that in theory, Usain Bolt would cross it in like 15 seconds. This is the Manes Bridge. Finally, we're getting some well-deserved views of the Charles Bridge and the Prague Castle. That's all I know about this bridge, I'm sorry. Charles Bridge, you probably know it, but I don't think we should call it a bridge, but rather a gallery. 30 statues on each side. It's more than 550 meters long, and it is actually, believe it or not, the 4th longest bridge in Prague. And obviously the oldest in Prague, but not in Czech Republic. Let's cross it. Coming up onto the Most Legi, which is from 1901, and back in the days these towers served as toll booths, so you would have to pay toll to cross the bridge. Imagine doing this challenge back in the days. We would have to pay for every single bridge. That would be pricey. But we got 7 bridges to go, so I want to hear that click of the like button, so you're supporting us on our run. Let's go, Honza! Three important things at this spot. There's obviously the famous dancing house, then there's the famous honest grass, and the Jiráskův Bridge. Why we're here. Built in 1931, there's one amazing fact that I found out about it. Since it was built pre-war and in some sort of hard times, they actually constructed a tube that could fit explosives in it, so if needed, they could destroy the bridge. So it was a sort of a bridge that had the self-destruct button. When the Germans found out, they put concrete in the tube so nobody could destroy the bridge. And as you can see now, it's here. Cool, huh? I guess by now you're watching not in the interest of the bridges, but with the interest if we're gonna fulfill the challenge that we set. Well, I'm curious myself. 5.5 to go. Palackého bridge opened in 1878, making it the 4th oldest bridge in Prague. So old actually, Albert Einstein used to roam across it because he used to live on this side and went to university on the other side. There were 4 statues made by Myslbek. Unfortunately, they were damaged during the 1945 bombings during the Second World War, so they were placed into a park nearby Vyšehrad Castle. Want to cross it? That's what I thought. So far, the run is really comfortable. Also thanks to these shoes that are very comfy and giving me energy to run. But don't take my word for it. Honza is the pro runner, and he actually wrote an entire blog post on our blog about his new shoes, so you can read it there. This is the railroad bridge in Prague, but it's not its name, it's just a railroad bridge. It actually does not have an official name. And it is the 3rd oldest bridge in Prague, the 2nd oldest we're running across after the Charles Bridge. But I'm standing, not running, so let's go. This is the Barrandov Bridge. Maybe you never heard of it, but it is the busiest bridge in Prague. More than 140,000 cars cross it every day. And the architect who designed this bridge also helped to design the Terminal 1 at the Prague airport. So that's this other structure. Coming up to cross is the longest bridge on our run today. It's 950 meters long, Branický most. But everybody calls it the Bridge of Intelligence because it was built during the previous communist regime, and the communists forced people with university education to build this bridge. It has 1 track only on it, so pedestrians are allowed to walk across it. And also notice that it's sort of 2 bridges next to each other. That reason for that is that if a bomb would fall on it, you would still have the 1 track remaining and you could still use the bridge. Let's go on it. The following image may surprise you, but we are still in Prague. Only like 2 bridges from the downtown. This is what it looks like here. This is the Radotín Highway bridge above me, and we're actually not going on it, but on a bridge that's suspended under it. It is the only bridge in Prague that crosses 2 rivers, because the river under us is not Vltava, but Berounka. And it is the longest bridge, over 2 kilometers long. Please give me a sign that I'm close to the finish line. Oh, okay. Tyhle záběry budeš muset trošku zrychlit, aby to nevypadalo blbě oproti těm začátečním. I never ran here, and I must say it's absolutely epic, especially looking down. I think it's like last mile to go, and I'm extremely happy. I already know this is the furthest I've ever run in my life. I don't want to know how much I ran, but I'm super happy. Jo, vidím ho. Yes. Yes. Ty vole. Jo. Most závodu míru, the finish line. We did it. We crossed all the 16 Prague bridges. What? 32 kilometers? Pojď mě obejmout. Ach jo.
Na tebe pěknej.
Ty vole.
Hodně pěkný.
Ty vole.
Hodně pěkný.
Ty vole. Ty kráso. Super. Woo! Woo! So we did it. I still can't believe we did. We crossed all the 16 bridges of Prague. We didn't have the best time, but I mean, we were filming as we were running, but it was more than 32 kilometers. I've never ran this far ever. For Honza, that's like a, Saturday run. But I'm proud of ourselves, Honza. This was fun. And we got to see a lot. You were always asking, we want to see other parts of Prague. Well, here you go. This is Zbrasov. And this is the Most Závodu míru. So now we got to find a bus to get ourselves home. We didn't think of that. But you know what? The feeling after a good run is the best. And you don't need to get a medal around your neck or, like a pat on the shoulder. Just the feeling is the best. Thanks to these guys, Adidas, and their shoes for supporting us on this journey. They claim that these shoes give you energy, and I must say they did, because as I said before, I never ever ran this far, and I'm still standing and breathing. Hope you like this video, and hope you will like the further videos we make. You can subscribe to our channel. We will make other videos about Prague, and maybe some other time we will do another running challenge. Huh, Honziku? Yeah, but let me just rest for a minute now. So here's an idea. You want to do this challenge too? Well, we got a name for it. Let's call it the Most Challenge Run, because most in Czech, if you pronounce it most, actually means a bridge. So we'll have this funny 2 meaning, and we can start running across all the bridges. Most Challenge Run. Let's do it. We want to see the 16 selfies.